Hello everyone. Today I'll be discussing on why startups should understand the importance of filing intellectual property and when you should call yourself as a startup and when you should call yourself as a businessman or a businesswoman. When any business, you start with starting up means you're a startup. But when you're starting up and you're already there in a business for 4 to 5 years, you know more a startup. Having said that, a startup who survives the first 3 years, even the VCs and the investors are very very much interested in investing in your venture. Having said that, the business model should be such that the focus should be what is my target for next 5 years. And when you are there in the industry for 4 years, you need to start earning. It's like, okay, no profit, no loss. Having said that, whenever there's no profit, no loss, at some point of time you need to have that sustainable business model in place where your VCs can see money and you go to the next round of funding. How profits are calculated is a very it's a billion-dollar question, and there are ways and means of calculating the profits of a company or a startup per se. How to calculate, how to know the technical know-how of the people who are on board. Are you taking into consideration the technical know-how of the founders, the team members? I think that's one sector which is being left out right now in India. We talk about the particular merger and acquisition, the point at which the deal is being signed is like too high or too low. But however, we never talk about. I have failed to see any kind of news article on the term like evaluating the technical know-how of the co-founders, the team members, and how to calculate those aspects. This is something we at TCIS take it very seriously, and we would be happy to assist you with understanding the how to evaluate the technical know-how, what are the parameters involved while going for evaluation. And the business model should be such that it should tap into a new vertical from your existing business. If you're not able to understand, or if you're not able to analyze the factor that there's a big potential not only for a very small player, the potential is big for everyone. It's basically the illusion with which you actually see things in future and do things in present, which makes your future secure. So this is something which is applicable not only to business, this is something which is applicable to your personal life also. What is the value proposition in there for the VC? Because we get queries like, we would like to have some kind of funding, but what's the value proposition for that VC or for that person who would be investing in your business? And there is a value, there's a word term as value erosion, and there's a term called as financial stress, which gives rise to competitive pressure, which is generally known as SWOT analysis when we study that in marketing classes. So, how to scale up to that greater height? Scaling up, obviously, there are two business models, same kind of founders having coming from same kind of college, or it can be a particular job profile. How are you different from your competitor? The difference is between the intellect of people. No two people are same. USP for every person is very very different. That's how uh, God has evolved us. No two people are same. Even two brothers, two sisters, the acumen is totally different. Having said that, you need to understand your intellect, create some kind of intellectual property which would be a differentiating factor apart from the data you have created. Obviously, when you're talking about an online business model, what is important for a VC is what's your ask rate, first thing. Second, how many downloads, uh, how many customers are returning. So those are the figures which are very very lucrative to a VC. But at the same time, what kind of IP can you provide to the VC or to the people who have some kind of understanding about your business? If you're able to provide that IP portfolio, the intellectual property portfolio, any Indian company can be the next Amazon, or any Indian company can be the next Google. To be Google, you don't need to, just have space, what you need to have that intellect to actually mature your ideas into a phase whereby you are creating intellectual property. Creating intellectual property, again, there's a lot of ideas which are bounced back to and fro. However, are they tangible enough to make it into a product or a service or an industrial design or a trade secret? So these are the questions which needs to be answered in your all hand meetings, and take care of those things and see. Strategy is something which is very, very important. Strategic advantage, every player, small or big, has that strategic advantage which takes that particular company or that particular person and group of people whom the person is grooming to the next level. So you need to understand that aspect, and we at TCIS can assist you with understanding what is first intellectual property. It's again coming back, going to the basics. It's the creation of mind. However, when you talk about creation of mind, how are you protecting that creation of mind in terms of law? And if you're going for kind of investment in near future, and you're talking about XYZ evaluation, then you need to see those pointers and take it seriously and see how you can grow and reach to your customer base. See, indirectly, once you have a very, very solid intellectual property with you, your customers will recognize you. Why McD is McD, why KFC is KFC, finger licking good. Those are the taglines which work a lot. So you need to come up with a tagline or those brand names, those colors, which is going to keep a lasting impact in your consumer age group. The age group can be anything. Obviously, every business model cannot cater to every age group. It's very good to understand that yes, I would be only catering to this age group, but how the behavior is being analyzed of this age group? Is it by AI, that is artificial intelligence? Do you have kind of any chatbot in your system whereby you're analyzing things and seeing what kind of data is being provided, and you're using it to build something big in the future which you have planned today? That's a good strategy. Of course, that's a very good strategy. But anyhow, what about the present? Or this was the present you wanted to disclose? Because an intelligent business person will not open all his cards at one point of time. You open one card, then you open the other card. It's just like a poker game. So you need to understand what kind of IP you want to generate, file IP. Keeping it a trade secret for a very long time will not suffice in a scenario which is today. Obviously, Coke's trade secret is still there. However, understanding what should be trade secret, what should be disclosed in what quantity, is the founder's acumen to understand the business model. So if you have any questions, we're happy to assist. We'll be happy to assist you with understanding how to evaluate your technical know-hows. I'm currently also writing a book on evaluation, IP evaluation in India, because anyhow, what I see or what I can predict in the near future, a lot of companies like Google and Amazon, and they're big players, not only in the IT sector, in other sectors also. A lot of patent litigation would be seen in High Court and Supreme Court. So at that point of time, we should have some kind of, a literature or a data whereby we can see how to evaluate those IP evaluations, except what models are already there existing in the market. The models which are currently existing in the market doesn't suffice the Indian scenario. The Indian scenario is very, very different, and the way we do business in India is very different from doing business in any other country, for sure. And I think everybody will agree on that point, that business in India is totally different from doing business in any other country. Thank you for listening. And if you have any questions, just drop in your comments. Follow our YouTube channel. And happy patenting. Bye bye. Take care.